You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, a former federal MP was charged with weapons offenses after police took 439 guns from his home. Inky Mark acknowledged possessing the guns, but insisted he was just getting ready for when Canada becomes the 51st state, since 439 guns is only average by U.S. standards. Heat waves and thunderstorms blanket the country in what the Carney government is labeling pipeline announcement weather. And U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has died. As a tribute, all Washington, D.C. grinder dick pics have been lowered to half-mast. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you were tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Cornfield. Joining me this week are two of our regular panelists, both of whom have talked to Mitch McConnell and confirmed he's definitely alive. Thank you very much. Ian MacIntyre and Megan MacKay.
He likes it when I talk about Labubu's. He thinks it's great.
I do like it when you talk about Labubu's. It's me, Mitch McConnell.
And he's here today, and he's looking so healthy and
Look at
upright.
me, I'm dancing the jig for sure.
He looks like the Six Flags, the old man Six Flags.
Voice.
That's what he sounds like, right?
Famously,
Yes.
that's his exact accent.
He's from Kentucky, and you're doing, like, I don't know what that is, Mid-Atlantic Ghost? Like,
Yeah.
what we do?
Ooh. Oh no, I am a ghost. Oh God.
What's funny is, for the listeners who don't know this, Ian is a wonderfully talented sketch comedian who does voices for years. Part of your career was doing voices on stage and doing impressions. And on this podcast, it's like you go out of your way to do the wrong impression every time.
Some Holy Spirit takes me over and makes sure that they are 100% incorrect every time I try and do one impromptu on the podcast.
My favorite is still Maddie Matheson, who has the highest, most, like, annoyingly Canadian voice, and you lowered your voice
No.
octaves, and we're like,
I'm pretty sure he sounds like this, Luke.
This is Maddie Matheson talking. I'm on the bear.
I'm on the bear for sure. I'm from Nova Scotia originally. A lot of people don't know that.
He has like a Tom Waits quality to him, right?
Yeah.
That's how I remember.
It's the two. It's Maddie Matheson, Tom Waits, and the guy from July Talk who's doing a Tom Waits impression. They all sound the same.
Correct.
All right. Well, let's talk about actual news. Apologies off top for going off the rails already. It's so hot.
Welcome back,
guys.
Megan.
I'm not sorry, but that's fine. If you want to apologize for all, that's fine.
For anyone who's listening to this maybe a few days later when the temperature has come down, it is so hot. We've all gone insane. The world's gone insane. And that will probably be reflected in this episode.
Yay.
But let's talk about the bridge. So Mark Carney has made a deal with the Trump administration to open the Gordie Howe Bridge that the Trump administration refused to let have its, like, grand ceremony opening. This was a bridge that Canada paid all of the money for, and the original deal was Canada will, collect all the tolls and fees until it recoups its investment, and then it will split it with Michigan, the state where obviously the bridge connects. Now the deal appears to be that we will collect 50% of the tolls and revenues, and the other 50% will go into a regional development fund. We will talk more about that in a second. Do you think Carney was right to make this deal with the U.S. in order to get the bridge open, since Trump was refusing to let it open?
I mean, we gotta fucking open that bridge. It's been there for a year. I don't know what else there is to do. It's like, we gotta open the bridge. We gotta build the wall. We gotta open the bridge. We gotta make America healthy again. This is what we gotta do. This is the list.
Yeah, until a bridge is open, it's just a big sky road.
Yes.
And it's not helping nobody.
No, except the birds.
I mean, I would argue even once it's open, it's a big sky road.
Yeah, fair
That's
enough.
what a bridge is. It's just whether there's cars on the big sky road.
But then it's a decorative sky road that we're all just looking at.
Fair enough.
Ornamental. Yeah.
Yes, as opposed to, yes. And so, yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, it does create a situation of, to challenge your guys' attitude of just like, we got to just do it no matter what. It does create a situation where, like, you can say that about anything of like, well, if we don't do this, then we don't have this thing. And surely if we give in on this, we won't have to give in on these next 10 things.
I didn't say that part. I think we're gonna have to bend over for everything. But like,
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I also think it's bad.
Bend over
Yes, yeah,
statement.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got
I
it.
was just making
checking.
jokes. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there was any way around it in this case. And depending on who you ask, maybe Mark Carney, he has a complicated thing about what the net tolls are going to be and what that's actually going to shake out to, that he seems to think that we got a good deal, but it sounds like complicated economist talk.
Yeah, so there is a dispute about what net means, which sounds like the Bill Clinton definition of that. Depends on what the definition of ease is. But it's the idea being that originally we would recoup 100%, and then it goes 50-50. And now it's going 50-50 right off the bat. But there's a dispute about whether it's just revenues or profits, and Carney explained that in a quote earlier this week.
The word net does a lot of work in this. We are sharing after Canada is paid back. So we get the revenues, then the servicing of the costs of the bridge, and paying the debt of the bridge, and then what's left over, there's a split of that. So there's not going to be a lot of net to split.
Yeah, I'm going to call bullshit on this because why? I mean, the Trump administration having taken such an aggressive posture of refusing to let the bridge open, now is just going to be content with like a few grand a year. I kind of doubt that.
I mean, if it's truly the net profit, there won't be any net profits for several years because we're collecting everything to pay the bridge back. Yeah. So like it is. Also, side note, I like the little whoosh in the middle, like Sonic the Hedgehog just ran by. It was great.
No, that's what happened in the clip. Yeah,
yeah good. Yeah. So if it truly, I don't know if there's like some fuzzy, I don't know which way the fuzzy wordsmithing is going, but it's definitely some fuzzy wordsmithing in a direction.
It was so sad to me to hear him saying that, because it's like, that should be his funnest day, explaining the net profits and debt servicing on a giant piece of infrastructure. Like, Mark Carney loves that. But you can tell that he was like, I can tell I'm bullshitting them here and they'll know. Everybody knows. So he sounded so sad.
Yeah, like he was not sad about the bad deal he's made. He was sad about that he couldn't put on his professor hat and explain to everyone what net profits versus revenues are and how that equates to debt servicing in a, high interest rate environment.
Oh, no, I think he was sad because he knows it's a bullshit deal. And he's like, they're all following this logic, right? I mean, to me, it just sounds like word salad, which is why I'm bad with money. But to him, I think he's like, I'm selling everyone a bill of goods on this.
Yeah, I mean, my 2 cents is, and I'm more than happy to be proven wrong, is that the argument is going to be, despite him saying we're going to service the debt, is I imagine what it's going to come down to is we're taking some off, we're collecting all the revenue, we're taking some off the top, obviously for operational fees, fair enough, and then we're going to take some off the top for interest payments on the debt, but not paying back the principal, which was the original.
Got it.
Because when people say debt servicing, they're usually referring to interest payments back, as opposed to the whole thing. So whereas before we were getting all we put into it, the money we put in, as well as interest on that, to presumably our creditors, considering Canada's in massive amounts of deficit. And now it seems like, we're going to get some off top to pay back interest on the debt investment, but not the actual payback at 100%. We're going to get 50%. But that's my guess, and that's my trying to parse, as you said, Carney's word salad of economy language there. But the 50%, which of revenues and or profits, depending on how you break it down, is going to be put into a regional development fund. Previously, when it was going to be broken down 50-50 after Canada got paid back, it was just going to go to the state of Michigan. Now it's going into a regional development fund. Do you think that's just purely code for Trump bribery account?
I think it's to rename the bridge Awesome Trump Good Guy Bridge on their side, and it's going to be in gold. And then after that, probably just Trump pocket, just walking around money when he's in Michigan trying to not get the diarrheal lettuce disease or whatever's going around down there. He's just going to just sort of like buy.
It's his per diem.
Yeah, it's his per diem. Yes, when he's in Michigan, which is never.
I don't even think it's code for Trump bribery account. I think that's what they call it officially in the White House. It's the Trump bribery account brought to you by crypto.
Coinbase.
Yeah, that's it.
Coinbase.
It's a full up shakedown. It's just they're giving them a bank routing number in like Zurich or something like that.
Oh, it's way more shady than the Swiss. There's no way Trump is using the Swiss. It's got to be some shady dude in like Macedonia or something. The Swiss are way too fancy for Trump, and they take way too much off the top. I mean that because we've joked openly on this podcast many times about like, look, we're not in favor of bribery, but if you got to do it with Trump, just do it because no one will blame you. So it does feel like to give Carney credit, if it is not actually a 50-50 split and Canada is still keeping most of the money, but instead of giving whatever we're supposed to give to Michigan, just giving less of that to Trump directly, it's like, hey, that's a savings right there. What do we care if the money goes to Michigan or to Trump's, Cayman Islands bank account or whatever? So, I don't actually they're going to be that brazen with it, but if they are, I am 100% on board.
I also guarantee Trump forgets that slush fund exists. Like by now he has forgotten that it exists, and it's just going to be money sitting in a bank account somewhere that no one will ever use.
I mean, I think if they're smart, his kids are doing some. I'm
going to stop you right there.
If Jared Kushner is smart,
Okay, right, fair enough.
If his son-in-law and maybe the 6'8" one, who everyone thinks is kind of a ghoul, are smart, they're writing some transit numbers down in a encrypted journal or something that no one else can access, so that when it happens, they're like, time to start collecting on all those little, corruption schemes that Papa Trump forgot about. But yeah, so the overall strategy that I think a lot of people are talking about is this seems to be part of kind of Carney folding in a we're going to concede because the real prize is Kuzma.
Yeah.
And if we make Trump happy with us, if we show him our belly, then we have a better chance of getting a Kuzma deal actually done. Obviously, we're past the July 1st deadline. That was an arbitrary deadline. But we're past the alleged deadline for negotiating Kuzma, but apparently Canada's still working on it. Do you think the idea of just buttering Trump up to get Kuzma signed will work?
No.
Fair enough.
Just straight up no. I think Trump knows that it's a thing he can strike down, and that's too tempting for him to not do. Because he knows there will be economic consequences. No, I don't think he knows that there'll be economic consequences. He knows that there won't be consequences for him as a personal man, and so why wouldn't he do it? Like, it's a thing where he can go on the news and say, I fucked over another country. Like, that's too irresistible for him. So, of course, he's going to strike down Kuzma no matter what we do.
Yeah, I think even if it does work, he'll like, no deal with this man matters. He'll tear it up the next day if he chooses to. So, like, even if we do end up being like, we got Kuzma, it's going to be gone whenever Trump feels like it should be gone. It's on a whim, right?
Like, to your point, he authored the original deal for the Gordie Howe Bridge.
Yes. And guess what? Now we're paying bridge money. Mm-hmm. Yay. No, I don't think. I mean, the only spanner in the works is that Trump doesn't have anybody who really likes him anymore. Like, even his followers are kind of like jumping ship at this point.
Sure.
So if he feels like he's getting validation from Carney somehow, and he's like, my new daddy is here, like, maybe, but I still don't think it'll stick around. Like, I think, maybe that's the strategy, is he's trying to appeal to this guy's ego and feed his id good feelings, but like, because he's not getting it anymore from his followers who are like kind of over him. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. Once it happens.
Megan's making a cool hand gesture.
And I'm not gonna describe it in audio. You just have to imagine. You know which one it is.
Yes, sir.
Once he Lindsey Grahams himself.
Once he meets the
expires in the arms of a rented twink.
Oh, that's really beautiful. I
hope he had that.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
He went the way he loved.
Then maybe we can talk about Kuzma coming back. But it's not. Even if it happens, the ink is going to dry on that deal, and it's going to be thrown in the trash. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is Trump 1.0 logic, and Trump 2.0 is a different animal. But the logic that I think you would make with that is, if Trump is beholden to anything, it's the economy, and it's the idea that he makes stock go up. He makes graph go up. Biden make graph go down. And when
you say the economy, it purely is the stock market.
Yes, which is all Republicans think the economy is. It's like how Americans always brag about our GDP compared to Europe. Like, if Canada was in the United States, we'd be the 40th poorest country. That you look at any economic indicator that isn't just straight up GDP, and you're like, actually, we're doing way better than you. But it doesn't matter. But yeah, all Americans, they think the economy is two things. It's stock market, it's GDP. Mm-hmm. So, and for Trump especially, it's stock market. So if you look at stock market and he make line go up and Biden make line go down, that would be the logic of like, well, Kuzma ending and you severing this deal officially will make line go way down. Mm-hmm. And so that would be the logic of like, but that's where I think, especially in the 2.0 version of Trump, is he's not going to agree to renegotiate or to sign onto an extension of Kuzma. He's not going to endorse a new agreement that's basically Kuzma. He just wants to draw this thing out. He wants the power of, I could drop the hammer, I could swing the sword, but not the impact, the effects of, I've just made the stock market that I care about tank 3,000 points or whatever, crazy number it would be. Because like the second that deal is 100% dead, like, the stock markets of all of our countries, us especially, but also the U.S., goes in the toilet completely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And maybe it recovers semi-quickly, but probably not. But as we've seen with Iran, for example, as we've seen with so many examples, the tariffs he's announced, he is more willing in his second term to not give a shit about that. Whereas in his first term, I think that was a real argument you could make with him. And now it's like, he doesn't really care about that either anymore. He doesn't care about anything except enriching himself.
I think it really does depend too on like, is there anyone left who can get it through to him that this will tank the U.S. stock market?
Right.
Because he thinks it won't. He thinks that Kuzma is tariffs on steroids, and that by getting rid of it, it'll just be a bunch of manufacturing will come back to the United States and line go up. So if they can. I don't know, it's like giving a treat to a dog where you put it in like a wrapped in peanut butter or cheese or whatever. Mm-hmm. If they can sneak that information into him to make him think it's his own idea, I don't know. I don't know if that's possible anymore.
I mean, I don't know. I also like we're in a K-shaped economy right now, right? So like it.
I know which part of the K I'm in.
Yeah, I think we all do. But like it really, like, he has been kind of insane for a couple months now, and the line is still going up. So, like, I wonder if he thinks really, like, okay, line going to go down for a couple days, and then line will continue to go back up. Like, he might believe that there's enough insulation there that he could pull the trigger. Like, it is kind of incredible that, like, life is so bad for so many people, and yet line do be screaming upwards. It's nuts. It's crazy. Yeah. So
it's almost as if the stock market isn't a real reflection of any economic indicators or levers or whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's entirely vibes.
And an AI bubble that is obviously unsustainable, but everyone's like, if we keep believing, it'll just keep going. And
I don't know,
somehow
man.
That has worked for a few years now.
ChatGPT told me the line only go up.
This, I mean, 100% this does, like, the AI thing, and this is a tangent, but absolutely feels like that scene in The Big Short where Steve Carell's like, yeah, we're in a bubble. Like, just like, he talks to two guys, and he's like, it's a bubble.
I literally saw someone do a video reel on Instagram, or probably from TikTok. I see them on Instagram like a grown-up. And it was them just redoing that scene from The Big Short of guys explaining what their company did. And they're like, oh, we just slapped AI on it. And like the VCs were sending us money that day. Yeah. And then the guy just walks out being like, it's a bubble. And I was like, oh, well done, guys. That's really word for word.
No, that's a good callback. Well, let's talk about our other major national figure, Pierre Poilievre, who has kicked up a little bit of a hornet's nest within the Conservative Party for a change. He was, as we made a lot of jokes about that outfit at that outfit at Stampede last week. Sorry.
The harness looked great.
You know what? It was a Pride-adjacent outfit that he brought to Stampede.
I didn't think he'd pull off that dog mask.
No, and you know what? He did.
Yeah.
I'll give that to him.
Points to him, man. Yeah.
The outfit he wore to Stampede, but we didn't focus enough on his actual words because we were too blinded by the outfit.
Literally, it had sequins all over it.
But yes, so he, we were focused on the outfit, but actually what he said has caused a little bit of a hubbub within the Conservative movement when he was speaking about the recent BC Conservative election to elect the new leader, Carolyn Finlay.
All right, here it is.
Carolyn Finlay. Way to go. Fresh off a big win against Liberal lobbyists from out east.
So that is referring to Corey Tenike, Corey with a K, who advised Finlay's opponent, Caroline Elliott, and is also famously a very prominent advisor to Doug Ford, previously Stephen Harper. Why is Poilievre like this? Why does he do these things and say these things and be the way he is all the time, always?
I feel like I've said it on this podcast before, but some guys are just little birthday boys. Like we've talked about the guy at the bar who starts a fight, and then as soon as the fight actually starts, he's like, no, please, it's my birthday. Don't hit me, it's my birthday. That's from a tweet. I wish I could, I still don't have the source for that, so I did not come up with that, but I think Poilievre is a little birthday boy, and he just wants to swing, and then he takes every opportunity to swing, and it just kind of makes him look a little sad and a little bald, just not great. Also, I don't think the average Canadian's going to give a shit about any of that. Like, you just said 5 names, and I'm like, I know those people, but because I'm on this podcast. That's the only reason.
To be clear, I don't think anyone outside of very inside politics gives a shit about this at all. But this is an inside politics moment, and inside politics can have impacts.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, absolutely.
And it's like he picked the one handful of people in the country he could piss off. He was like, I can't really get a rise out of anybody else. Who are the 5 people I can actually get mad at me in a measurable way, and decided to antagonize them rather than, I don't know, trying to become prime minister.
Yeah,
that's so much harder.
It is.
It
and he's
doesn't give
failed
you that
at it.
immediate adrenaline rush of owning the slightly lib adjacents.
Oh no, owning
slightly more libs than me.
Yeah. who are still fucking arch conservatives.
Again, Corey with a K was an advisor to Stephen Harper, the most conservative prime minister Canada has ever had.
Didn't he
without
run
question.
Sun News into the ground?
I didn't know he ran
Sun News TV.
Did he? I didn't know
I
that.
think so, yeah.
Good for him. That's great. That's a huge. If I ran Sun News into the ground, that would be top of my resume. I'll tell you that. That sounds awesome.
It's so funny to imagine. Like, I choose to believe that he was like, a segment producer and he just met Doug Ford. And Doug Ford's like, I'll take you to the big time, kids. Stick with me. For that Brothers Ford show they did for a minute there.
Oh, yeah, their weird call-in show that they did on Sunday mornings, which was a terrible idea because at least one of them was always super hungover.
Wait, they did it live? I guess it's a call-in show.
A call-in
you
show.
have to do it live. Sorry. That's literally a sketch of the pre-taped call-in show. I understand. Yes, you have to do it live. But yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, tonight literally, heard this and obviously responded on another podcast once he was told about this.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that Poilievre is completely unemployable. He could work at McDonald's or Tim Hortons or all kinds of places.
That was, I guess, a follow to his original quote, which was, Poilievre is completely unemployable.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted the Tim Hortons part when I got the audio clip.
Okay, yeah. So the original quote was, Poilievre is completely unemployable except for as opposition leader.
I guess that's the most germane part. What, you want the actual substance?
I want to talk about McDonald's.
Yes.
Ball pit. They still have those, right?
That was another place Poilievre stopped by in his outfit of pride.
Good.
The ball pit.
Good. We need more ball pits in this economy. You know what I mean? I feel like hopping in a ball pit would heal the world.
Megan is sponsored by Big Germs.
I love sticky stuff.
Just spread, like, the absence of McDonald's play places is one of the best things that's changed from when I was a kid to as now a father, because I don't need to just have my kids get sick every weekend from the 8 billion diseases that are in McDonald's play place ball pits. So I will take that win. All right, back to Corey with a K. So obviously he has said harsh words about Poilievre before. So it's not like he's never insulted Pierre and Pierre's come at him out of the blue. Like, he has been very clear that he thinks Poilievre is unelectable and that, the Conservative Party needs to dump him as fast as possible if they want any chance of getting into power again. So again, Poilievre's not taking shots at someone innocent in all this, but it's the kind of infighting that I just think you don't need at really any point, but especially when, every poll that comes out is, you're behind, everyone hates you, you're behind. But it comes back to the fundamental question of, like, do you think this round of conservative infighting will amount to anything, or given the results of leadership review, is Poilievre just basically bulletproof within the Conservative Party at this point?
Oh, I think he's a stuck pig, and they're just waiting him out. I think he has proven time and time again he cannot become prime minister. He does not have the gravitas to be prime minister. He doesn't have the discipline to become prime minister. Because, like, right now, there are so many weaknesses that Carney has that he could be going after. He could be going after housing affordability in a real way, except for what he's trying to do right now, which is just complaining from the sidelines of, like, he's doing the thing we would have done, but he's doing it bad. That's most of his complaints right now. And it's like, no, he'd rather start fights with people who can actually win majorities in other, like, conservatives who can actually win, because Poilievre lives only to attack and only to be the rightest boy in the room, and he doesn't have any ability to knuckle down and adhere to a message that Canadians want to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's still trying to run the Trump playbook, and, like, I think he still thinks that's going to work for him, where it's like, this guy got elected twice down south by being a huge asshole and a creep and awful, and, like, I don't know, I like to think there's just enough cultural difference between Canada and the US that maybe we don't all want, like, a asshole running the country. I hope. Like, I think he thinks it's still going to work for him. Like, people just want a straight talker, and we really don't want Pierre Poilievre. We really don't.
But see, here's the thing. For Trump, for all his obvious many flaws, especially when he first ran in 2016, which is the image I think a lot of American voters had when they voted for him in 2020 and 2024, he, among all else, was quick on his feet and charismatic in a very specific, evil, devilish way. Poilievre has to know by now, I don't got that game. I don't have that, like, maybe he doesn't. He genuinely thinks maybe that little, like, crack about, liberal opponents out east was, like, a show-stopping, hilarious bit.
Oh, he workshopped that joke faux show to, like, all of his aides, and they told him it was hilarious.
Yes.
Which is if they did, then that should be the first reason he fires those aides. like, if you are like, hey, you know what people love? When you make smug little jokes that aren't really jokes, but are just kind of being like, fuck those guys, right? That's what Canadians all over the country love most of all about you, Pierre.
Well, to your point, Megan, like, Canadians don't like smug. They don't like snide.
Yeah.
When we elect Conservatives, we elect the boringest, straight-laced guy like Stephen Harper, because that's who Canadians respond to. They don't respond to the young, mean guy. We like young, handsome guy.
Yes.
Kind of thing. That's really our two modes: young, handsome guy or old banker guy, and that's what we vacillate between.
Our two dads. The two dads. Inside you, there are two dads. No, actually, hold on. Never mind.
Also, I'm saying 90% of the time we go old banker guy, to be clear. There's been like two young, handsome guys, and one was the father of the other.
It's not
Sure.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, and again, with Harper, like, don't get me wrong, I understand for obvious reasons, that is for Conservatives electorally, that is the hype. That's their Ronald Reagan. That's their we never had it as good as when. Because not only was he electorally successful, he was extremely right wing, and he governed as to call him even center right would be, I think, charitable. But let's say center right, but on the right side of center right. But again, keep in mind, Harper only got in because of there was a decade plus of liberal rule that culminated in massive infighting between two factions, and then a huge scandal, the sponsorship scandal. And he he didn't even win right away after that. Martin won a minority government, then Harper gets his toe in the door. And then, the liberals kept electing fucking idiots as leader who could do nothing, like Dion. I mean, they weren't idiots, but they were just completely electorally useless in Dion and Ignatieff. Ignatieff especially was the most arrogant, unlikable dude until Poilievre that we've probably seen in Canadian politics, and and benefited from a huge division between NDP and Liberal voters. Like, he was a product of circumstance. He wasn't a unstoppable electoral force. He benefited from specific circumstances and used it well electorally. I don't like his policies, obviously. So like the idea that we just need to emulate Harper and then we'll win majorities again is absurd, but obviously Poilievre's so far from that, it's not even really worth getting into, because Poilievre's like, could I get a one-seat minority? Maybe, probably not. So that's a different thing. The thing about the last thought I will say about Poilievre is he seems to be at a point now where he has the base. He doesn't have the consultant class of the Conservative Party as much as he wants. No. And I think if you ask him today, like, if he was being 100% honest, like, what matters more to you, appealing to suburban voters in the 905 around Toronto, or crushing Corey Teneycke and that class of Ontario Conservative consultants? I genuinely think he would care more about that than appealing to the 905, where he needs to win seats to get elected.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if he said it with an apple in him hand, maybe people would be into it. Be like, look at his cool apple attitude. It worked last time.
I will say, it blows my mind. Like, I like talking about Pierre Poilievre. It makes me laugh. But thinking right now about where he sits in the relevance meter in Canadian politics, like, the guy's not even on the charts at the moment. And it's just so, like, they barely have a majority. He should really be in this thing right now, and he just cannot get back that mojo he had in late 2024 when he was about to be anointed. And I don't feel bad for him, but I almost do. Just his utter, almost Shakespearean inability to see the writing on the wall of Canadians don't like Trump. Canadians are just anti-Trump right now, and you need to be that, and he can't even fathom doing it.
Yeah, it's interesting because when he is not in the room, the Conservative Party has in recent days, had some fine opposition moments. Like their comments on the Gordie Howe Bridge, the questions they sent to Dominic LeBlanc were like, this is how a responsible, patriotic official opposition acts. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the shadow minister who sent it, but did the Poilievre office just forget to read this thing before it went out and interject a bunch of shitty little comments in it? Because that was okay, That is a completely fair series of questions. That is a fair approach. There is nothing about this that suggests you're trying to score points with some fucking lunatic base. Fair enough. And then it's like, and you just know from its tenor that it's like, oh, Poilievre didn't get to proofread this or didn't get to weigh in on this. This went out, there was a deadline, and Poilievre was like, yeah, I'm sure it's fine, send it.
I truly don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about that kind of day-to-day politics. I think all he cares about is messaging, like messaging for his brand specifically, and getting on the news and getting clips, like viral clips going, and then getting those passed around on X, where he clearly spends way too much time.
I swear to God, as I saw the letter that was sent to Dominic LeBlanc that was signed off by the sort of shadow minister on like the deal with the Gordie Howe Bridge, one of the next things I saw on X, which I am still on, is Poilievre putting out a video of behind the scenes of making of the kettlebell that he gave to Joe Rogan.
Well, it's okay. But that's just pouring cement in a hole, isn't it? Like, there's not a lot to making a kettlebell. It's not that interesting.
I do need to be clear. I did not watch that video, but I just saw the start of the video. It auto plays, and Poilievre's caption, which is like, here's how the kettlebell that we gave to Joe Rogan was made, or some version of that. People can get the specific language.
Go to Canadian Tire and buy a kettlebell and spray paint a maple leaf on it?
Also,
no, we hired a Canadian company to custom make it for Joe, man. The greatest figure of our time. He's got to have a unique kettlebell.
You know how many fucking kettlebells that guy already has? Probably every kettlebell.
Oh, this is sitting in Joe Rogan's third sub basement. Like, it has never been kettled nor belled.
But again, like he knows how to do one thing, and I think the Conservative Party is really realizing right now. I mean, that leadership review, come on, like that was bumper bowling for a little kid. That was so rigged for him to win. There was no way he could have possibly lost it. I think they're just realizing like this guy has no juice outside of 2 years ago, and now they're just allowing him to kind of tire himself out before they inevitably have to replace him before a real election.
Also like a little kid. Like, oh, I hope he tires himself out before bedtime.
Yeah, the metaphors all really circle back to that, don't they?
It's almost like he became a father recently. Well, let's move back to Carney, because there's a story that I don't think got a lot of attention, which is interesting because of the, ramifications and the significance on the global stage, which is he has signed a memorandum of understanding, not just with Alberta, but also with Saudi Arabia. All the oil and gas industry countries and provinces are getting an MOU. You get an MOU. But
did he get to touch the orb? Remember the orb?
I do remember the orb.
How can I forget that? I think about the orb so much. I hope he touched the orb. Like, I would do a deal with Saudi Arabia if they let me touch the orb.
That picture was so goddamn weird. It was the best.
Is it what is the orb? What does it represent?
Don't ask.
Is it a Muslim thing? I don't think it's a Muslim thing.
You don't want to know what the orb is. It's very private and very important.
The orb tells you what the orb is.
Exactly. Yeah. When you touch the orb, you'll know. When you touch the orb, you will know.
I'm never going to get to touch the orb.
Don't be so defeating. Like, it works. Maybe we'll
I'm
get
sweating out a podcast on a Tuesday night. I ain't in the orb business, baby.
By the way, we are talking about that famous photo from a few years back when Trump had made a deal in Saudi Arabia, and it's like him touching a big lit up orb, and he just has the look of a guy who's like, I always knew I would touch the orb. And then there's like a Saudi Arabian diplomat next to him who has the look of like, I'm so scared that we're touching the orb.
Yeah, we moved on past that too. There was not enough follow-up on because I had never heard of the orb either, and where it was, where it's stored. Is there a containment facility around the orb?
Yeah, it's like that thing in Ghostbusters in the basement. They go in, they open it up, yeah.
Yeah, so I think there should have been more questions about the orb, so thank you for bringing that back. Maybe we can get some traction on some investigative reports on the orb. But yeah, so we don't know if we got to touch the orb. We think not, but he has signed a $1 billion MOU with focus on AI, of course, mining and defense, because apparently Saudi Arabia, in addition to the weapons we've always sold them and pretend we haven't sold them, Saudi Arabia is also very interested in mining because there's billions of dollars in minerals in the Arabian Shield. So obviously they have a ton of oil money. They're hoping that mining will be the next big thing. Canada has a rich history of mining, aka a rich history of plundering the fuck out of countries other than Canada for their various elements. What was your reaction to this deal, as well as Carney posing for photos with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the two of them together, on average, have only killed half a journalist, which is like, it could have been a whole journalist.
That's barely any journalist.
If you round down.
If you round down,
Yeah, right.
it's 0 journalists.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you a journalist half full or a journalist half empty kind of person?
Exactly. It's like you're.
Sorry, that's the worst thing I've said all podcast.
It just relates to how he was killed.
Yeah, no, that's a man who lived, and I'm so sorry, Jamal Khashoggi.
God. Yeah, rest in power.
You can't hear him. He's in the orb.
No, we don't want him in the orb.
Oh,
don't
poor
put him
guy.
in the orb.
Trapped in the orb.
Anyways, yes. Back to your reaction, Ian.
Same. Hey, Carney said he was going to start talking to countries other than the United States, and he meant it. And this is fun. And Saudi Arabia has money for now.
Well, if they're investing well, they'll have money for a long time. But I hear what you mean. They have oil for now.
Yes. I don't know that they're investing well. I mean, there's all that talk about them investing in like FIFA and the Live Golf tournament and stuff like that. And they've like clawed all that back because they're like, oh, we were blowing money left, right, and center.
I think they were like making a bid to be like a tourist destination, right? Like come to Saudi Arabia and have your vacation here, which is like a really tough sell for people who Google Saudi Arabia and click on a couple links. You know what I mean? Like it's, so.
I don't even know if you're referring to the war going on next door or their horrible, horrible human rights abuses.
Just all of it. That's why I said a couple links. You know what I mean? You're going to get a nice cross section of like 10 reasons why you maybe shouldn't go to Saudi Arabia.
That was a good listicle.
Yeah. So I don't know. It makes more sense to me that they're investing in AI and minerals and all that stuff. But I don't like it. But it makes more sense to me than like come ride go-karts in the desert and guess what could happen to you? Here's 10 possible outcomes and 3 of them are bad. And 7 of them are bad and 3 of them are good. You know?
Yeah. Do you give any credence to the argument that it's like, well, there are really very few good actors in the world to do business with, and if we want to do business, we can't pick and choose. Like, other than the EU, now, not the EU, not the European countries historically, but other than the EU now, it's like, who's someone who gives a shit about human rights and has money? And it's like the number gets, the amount of countries to do business with who we're not already doing business with, to grow our borders, to grow our economy, it gets real small, real fast.
No, and I get it. And I do question, again, I obviously question the wisdom of investing a ton of money in AI now in 2026.
Yeah.
I think by any metric, you're either late to the game or you're getting there just in time for the bubble to crash.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how much that turns into anything. But I don't know, maybe they want to start up a bunch of Canadian tech startups. Maybe that's what MBS gets really excited about.
Yeah, great. So Shopify and Pornhub can move to Saudi Arabia.
Great. Oh, Pornhub's going to do great there for sure. Yeah, they'll love that.
Yeah.
Over there, it's just Hub.
It's just Hub. Yeah, it's just Hub.
Yeah.
That's it. Come visit hub.com. You're going to be surprised when you click in there because there's stuff in there that doesn't sound like Hub related. I don't think anyone loves doing deals with bad dudes, but like the reality is we have Kuzma was a huge chunk of our economy, and like it's in limbo and maybe not coming back at this point. So I get it from a just pure lizard brain business perspective, but it's not fun to be like, hey, we're doing a whistle stop tour of the world's worst guys and asking them for money. That's not fun to watch. It's not great.
Yeah, next is North Korea, followed by Snake Mountain.
It's great. It's good. It's a real rogues gallery of cool business dudes.
Hey, Kong Skull Island buys a lot of our oil and gas, all right?
Yeah, King Kong's car is huge.
Well, of course, Carney was asked about, Canada doing business with a country who we've criticized and been in various feuds with in respect to their human rights record, and he responded like this.
I do see that lecturing countries from afar is an ineffective strategy. It's satisfying, but it's ineffective. Engagement can be effective. It doesn't mean it's always effective. It doesn't mean it's decisive, but it can be effective.
So shots fired at, 60 years of Canada's diplomatic strategy there. Because I think that's all we've done since World War II is lecturing countries from afar. I think that's most of our
their main
diplomacy.
export.
Yeah.
That's what I majored in.
I think it's a major Canadian pastime. It's lecturing people from afar. That's kind of... Yeah, I think it works a lot better to lecture people from up close when you're also reliant on their money. That really tends to go super well, so. Yeah.
Sorry, Ingo.
No, go ahead.
No, please.
I was just going to say, speaking of lines that a political leader definitely workshopped ahead of time, that really smacked of something that he thought about ahead of that and slipped in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that would have been something that like they focus tested probably. Like they were like, we have to have you're going to be asked, we have to have a statement ready when they ask you about human rights records and human rights abuses, especially considering like, again, I know Carney's making a very strong break with the Trudeau administration, but like, Trudeau's finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, was getting into like wars of words with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was putting out threatening tweets showing an Air Canada flight flying towards the CN Tower. Like this is all in pretty recent years that we were having fights with them. So, to now be like, we're all buddies, we're doing business, not to mention, of course, obviously, as you said, the Khashoggi incident and numerous human rights abuses. They've committed arguably a genocide in Yemen, many other things that Saudi Arabia has done.
Are they still officially state sponsors of terrorism or just doing it for the love of the game?
They're amateur state sponsors of terrorism. They don't collect money on it, but they qualify for the Olympics.
They got relegated down a league.
Right, yeah, they're in League 2.
Yeah.
Double A, is that what it is in sports? Yeah.
Yeah, they're working their ways back up to the majors. It's a farm team.
Yeah.
Farm state sponsor of terror.
Oh, okay. Well, when you put it that way,
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Carney acknowledged in his message, it's like, I'm not saying that doing business with them will work. It might not. Or engagement might not work, but it might. And it's like one of those things where it's like, well, okay. So he's essentially, he's having his cake and eating it too there, where it's like, if nothing comes of this, but we've made money and they don't reform in any way, as Saudi Arabia probably won't, I didn't promise they would. So it's like one of those things where it's like, but we'll get the money. So it's such a great argument for, well, if nothing happens, don't blame me, and if something happens, I was right all along.
Which, like, game recognized game. I love that play. It's like, this is not my fucking problem, but if it goes great, then yeah, it was my solution. Like, I love that play. I admire it objectively, but when I do it, not when other people do it,
100%. All right. Well, before we move on to our big finish, a quick message to the listener. First of all, thanks for checking out the show. If you haven't already, subscribe on your app of choice. Leave 5 stars. Leave a review. Tell us what you liked about the episode. Tell us how you would solve the problems of the world. Who knows? Also, feel free to share our video clips. Tell a friend. Help us move up the charts and grow this thing to be the biggest and best thing it can be. And if you want to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/thebeaverton. There, you will be keeping the website going. You will be keeping the podcast live, and you will also get an extended cut version of this episode every week where we talk about a story or stories we didn't cover on the rest of the episode. This week we covered the newest war with Iran, and by the time this goes out, there might be a ceasefire and another war. Who knows? This episode goes out in about 6 hours, so that's probably about the same time. But yeah, so you can get an extended cut version of the episode every week, and you will have our eternal gratitude. Ian, do we have any shout outs this week?
Oh, we do. We got some really nice comments on last week's episode. Catherine Drodas over on Patreon said, "You guys might not be as reliable as Rebel News anymore, but you're certainly high-ranking for helping us keep our sanity. Feeling Claire's rage through my headphones is very validating. Keep it up." Thanks, Catherine. That's really, really
Awesome.
nice. There was also another comment from Haxam on Patreon. He said, "Love the whole 'there is nothing we can do if Russia decided to invade' segment, while Ukraine is literally proving that isn't the case." And I agree with Haxam. I had wanted to really dig into that, but I noticed that we were running short on time. But I actually think Russia is proving right now that militarily they are utterly incapable. Unless they wanted to start sending nukes at us, at which point we got bigger problems.
Fair enough. My counter to that would be, I wasn't actually saying there's nothing we can do if Russia invades. My counter would be, if we see, in this scenario, we have the subs so that we can go in and see if Russia's putting subs in our waters. And it's like, and then what do we do? Not if Russia launches a full-scale invasion of Canada, because then I agree, fight to the death, blah, 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 drones, etc. But what do we do if we encounter a sub in Canadian waters?
Then we throw throw on the end of Wrath of Khan, because that was effectively a submarine movie, and we do what they did.
Okay, fair enough.
If you're looking for subs, just slap some goggles on and take a look, bro. Ocean's free. I mean, as far as I know, most of it.
It used to be, and then the whole Strait of Hormuz thing happened. Sorry, that's a callback to a thing we said in the Patreon section for those who don't know.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of Patreon, I just want to thank some of our supporters here. Some of our new supporters, Nadim Kara, Eric Lutze, Ixnay87, and Pierre Legasse. I'm bad at French. I may have butchered that pronunciation. And some of our OG supporters, Ian Petrie, Lizel, Jason, and Carolyn King. Thank you very much for your support. It means the world.
Thank you, Patreon members. And And thank you to Ian for not mentioning that 90% of our comments are now people demanding Megan host.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm at the negotiating table waiting for you, Luke Gordonfield. Hello.
It's only slightly an insult to me. All right, now it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week I ask the panel to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported stories to the test. Panel, your first question. A PR campaign designed to promote public space improvement in Ottawa had to be taken down after a typo was noticed in the French wording that made the campaign a little bit more racy than intended. What do you think the typo was?
So this particular ad campaign, they were talking about doing souvenir kiosks in public spaces. They were going to have historical fur trapper knickknacks or trapper necks. And unfortunately, the pronunciation got mangled, and it was very, very rude.
You really wanted the tabernacle joke, eh?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It was a lot of backwards engineering.
The little smile you gave me as you said that.
I liked
You
it.
can see his little face, listeners.
It's so happy. He's so happy. I'm going to take the opposite tack and say, I got to write jokes in French now? What the hell? Patreon subscribers, up your weekly whatever, your monthly, because I'm going to need a raise to do that. I got to buy a freaking English to French freaking dictionary, dude. I don't even. What's French for freaking labia? It was that. They wrote labia in French. Labia. I don't know.
You're close.
Am I really? Oh my God, you're so nice to me. And I was so mean.
You're not linguistically close, but you're anatomically close.
That's worth a point.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Point to Megan.
Oh my goodness. I can't collect these cursed points.
The bright purple posters. The bright purple posters should have read Placette Publique, French for small public squares or spaces, but they are printed, without the critical L in the second word, turning public into pubic, French for pubic.
Got it.
So pubic paste does sound like a fun porn name.
That's the knockoff Pornhub.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That one slips through the censors in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, it has the word pubic in it, and it slips through the. Great.
The censors are real horny.
Yeah, they got to look at that stuff all day.
Yeah.
It's so hot. Man, I mean, that's not a mistake. That's sabotage for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I mean, you can miss an L. I can see how they can miss an L. And maybe they didn't have their, like when Word tells you misspelled a word, or grammatically incorrect. Maybe they didn't have it set to French, so it didn't light up for them. I don't know. All right. Well, point to Megan on that. Rant turned into an accurate guess. All right. Next question. A new law requires workers in Germany to do what before taking a sick day?
Cough directly into the office freak's mouth. Nasty. Those sickos. Good for them.
I mean, that's on pubic porn or whatever that website was
That's on
called.
Pubic Place for sure.
Before taking a sick day, sauerkraut bath. It's restorative.
That actually might work. I would do that. I would do that, but just a face bath.
Yeah.
That seems like some shit your Oma would teach you to do.
I think it could work. It could work. Cabbage is great. Hey, put that on a bumper sticker. Put that with a t-shirt with a little beaver on it. Cabbage is great. It would be great.
You always pitch merch.
Yes, I would like us to make money. We're a business, Luke.
And what's more money making than cabbage is great?
With a photo of Bunham's holes.
He's got a lot of them.
Does anyone know the real story? They are required to get a doctor's note before taking a single sick day. This new law would require workers to give their employers a doctor's note on the very first day of their illness, which is like one step removed from them being like, make sure you ask your boss's permission if it's okay to get sick. Like, can I have some permission to get sick? Yeah, please, I'm so sick. I want to be so sick. Like, that's insane. Like, first of all, doctors must be furious. It's like, wait, every single one of my patients, every time they have a fucking cold, is going to make an appointment to come see me to get a sick note? Like, if I was a doctor, that would be the maddest of all.
I mean, you see online all those banners that say doctors hate him, and now we know who him is. It's whoever wrote this.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, it's so just like, again, it's so contradictory because it's like, okay, yes, there are people faking sick and taking too many sick days. I'm sure that exists in the world. I've never faked sick, definitely not. But anyways, I'm sure that exists in the world. But the idea that you should come in when you're kind of sick, but not sick enough or whatever to get a doctor's note is a great way to get everyone in the office sick. Like, the idea that you are heroic if you come into work sick should have died with the COVID pandemic. Like, that is the worst thing you can do.
It did die in several cases.
Well, fair enough. But, like, you're making the company worse because you're going to get everyone else sick and their productivity is going to crash.
I just love the notion that there's this epidemic of fun-loving German Ferris Buellers all calling in sick and going and painting the town with whatever you do in Germany.
They sing Dankeschön.
Ah, there you go. No, you're right. It all tracks back. Yeah.
I will say it's interesting timing because it's right as the World Cup is on. And so it's like, oh, we're a lot of Germans. Now, in fairness, because of the time difference, the World Cup would have mostly been on in the middle of the night in Germany, but whatever. But, historically, that's when a time when a lot of people would call in sick to watch their favorite sports team. And to watch Das Mannschaft, as they are called in Germany, or Die Mannschaft.
The Mannschaft?
It just translates to like the team.
Oh, yes.
The only team.
Is that done yet? Soccer? Or we're done, right?
Yeah, they're retiring it.
Germany is out. The semifinals, one happened today, one's happening tomorrow, and then the finals are next week.
Good God.
But they're done in Canada. There's no more games in Canada.
That's so, we get it. You can kick a ball, God. Not that hard.
Sometimes they head it. All right. No points on that one. Next question. Turning in weapons that you don't need anymore or that you found to the police is a great way to get them off the street. But what weapon did Ottawa police have to ask citizens not to carry into their local police station this week?
Trebuchets.
Yeah, heavy.
Yeah, and you get even one in there, that's too many.
Yeah.
Where do you store those?
Exactly. Well,
Where have you been storing those is another question.
I need a bigger shed.
It's a fold-up trebuchet.
I need a trebuchet, yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like the idea of a trebuchet. That makes me happy.
You guys can't see this if you're listening to this on audio, but Luke's kryptonite is bad puns.
I chose to believe you wrote trebuchet and then came up with trebuchet. You're like, how do I reverse engineer trebuchet? Ah, goddamn face. All right.
I think it is the pen, for it is mightier than the sword when wielded by a rogue like myself. Oh.
Mitch McConnell, what are you doing here?
I'm back. It feels so good to be on my own 2 feet.
You sound so jaunty now.
I've danced with the devil and defeated him, and I'm back on Earth.
Time to confirm another Supreme Court justice.
More like Supreme Court jester, am I right? Oh, I'm so bad.
Does anyone know the real story?
It's not that?
It's not that.
Okay, that's weird.
It's not the pen is mightier than the sword and then a Mitch McConnell riff.
I got nothing.
Oh, I thought you would have seen this. This is hand grenades.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. So Ontario Provincial Police are reminding residents not to bring weapons and explosives such as a Second World War hand grenade to police stations after a resident brought one to the Ottawa detachment for disposal on Friday. If you do have grenades in your house that you need to get rid of, police recommend you just throw them into a garbage can and run really fast.
What the fuck are you supposed to do with them if you've got a bunch of grenades at home?
I think call them and they will send a bomb retrieval unit, because if you just walk in with them, that's how hand grenades be going off.
Then I got
just doing a little hottie jump, a little jump and a skip in with some hand grenades in your pocket.
Tossing it up and down like a ball.
I can juggle. Woo.
Hey, mister, how much for this one? Oh, no, guns pointed at me.
That was my favorite Little Rascals episode, yes.
No girls allowed. Hand grenades, though. All right, our next question, our final question. Health officials in the U.S. unveiled a new map tracking the spread of what condition as it moves across the country?
I mean, surely we all know this one, right? I mean, it's Taco Bell lettuce diarrhea disease, right? It's that one.
It is the Taco Bell lettuce diarrhea disease.
Some things are too funny to joke about. Yeah,
because I don't want to be unsympathetic. This is a really, and anyone who's had it or any similar condition that infects your GI tract, really serious. It can suck so bad. I had diarrhea so bad last year I ruined my back. I threw my back out.
That's what you ruined.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was both ends.
Is that why I had to host that week?
Yeah. The diarrhea was done, but the back was bad. And I've been dealing with back problems ever since. So these can be real serious. But also at the same time, the fact that there is a U.S. government map that just tells you where people be shitting is real fun.
Here be poops.
Yeah. It's dragons and then poops.
Yes, exactly. Oh, God. RFK Jr., you are nailing it.
The official, I'm not going to pronounce this right, the official name of the condition is cyclosporalysis, a foodborne infection, thus the Taco Bell lettuce, caused by a parasite that leads to severe GI symptoms, including intense diarrhea. So it is a map that just I wonder if you know how like, in the pandemic, like every time there was a spike in bad Yankee candles reviews, that was a sign that COVID was really spiking because people had lost their sense of smell, so they thought the candles weren't working. I wonder if you could overlay the heat map of the diarrhea with a map of just Taco Bell locations and see like the higher density Taco Bell and the bigger the circle of the diarrhea.
I mean, it was confirmed that it's Taco Bell. Like Taco Bell's using that lettuce tainted because it seems to be okay.
They didn't make the lettuce, but I think they're one of the many customers of this.
Using Eldritch alchemy to make their own lettuce in the bag. They're sourcing it from somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, as much as lettuce is generally considered healthy for you, it has got to be the number one cause of or the number one thing that gets most exposed to symptom,
it's like that and spinach, basically.
Yeah,
right?
it's if you eat a lot of lettuce and spinach, you're just gonna get these conditions, and if you're doing it, anyways, yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts how one of the healthiest foods for you is just it's gonna make you shit at some point. It's gonna get you.
The only healthy thing on the Taco Bell menu is the lettuce, and now it's the one thing that makes you poop uncontrollably.
They can't put that all on the lettuce though. Taco Bell, they gotta own some of that.
There was a 2-week delay in discovering because people were like, well, I mean, it's Taco Bell, so that makes sense. I did it to myself.
If you're the Taco Bell marketing department, do you think you just quit this week? You're constantly fighting that battle of entropy against people saying your food causes diarrhea, and then it's front page news.
I think if I'm Taco Bell social media manager, I'm like, we're owning this. It's Taco Bell : for bitches who shit. That's what I'm making.
Honestly, I think that will work.
Yes.
I think people will be like, look, if it was it's the classic thing of we knew what we were getting with you. Mm-hmm. If I got this shitting condition from a 5-star Michelin restaurant, I'd be furious. But when I get it from Taco Bell, I'm like, I mean, I was dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight. I knew what was coming. It's like playing Russian roulette and getting mad when the bullet gets you.
You're right. They should own this. This is Taco Bell's version of Ozempic.
Yeah.
Yes.
You go in, you eat a cheesy gordita sandwich, and you're going to lose 5 pounds.
That's how I know you don't go to Taco Bell, because you called it a cheesy gordita sandwich.
I'm sorry, I don't.
I don't either, for the exact reason we're joking about right now. I prefer to play it safe with foods that move through the system in a normal way. I do admire the people who go for it, Sometimes you just need to hit rock bottom. I get it.
Well, on that note, the winner of our quiz, Megan MacKay.
Yay. I hate winning. I'm sick of winning. Help Trump.
All right. Well, you have won absolutely nothing is the good news. Save for the right of first plug. What do you want the people to know about?
Oh, I say it every week I'm here. I be Skeetin', brother.
All right, brother.
At MMMEGAN on Blue Sky. I'm Skeetin'.
Ian, anything you want to shout out?
I just want to shout out to beaverton.com. Go check out our website. Sign up for our newsletter. Follow us on social media. A couple headlines I really liked this week. Republicans transfer Lindsey Graham's remaining life force to Mitch McConnell by John Hanson, which was also how I found out about that news when he pitched that headline at 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. And another headline, blurred Zoom background fails to concede that coworker in jail by Mike McFadden. That made me laugh a lot.
I like that. I like that one.
Awesome. Well, Ian already mentioned, but I'll just echo the shout out. Beaverton newsletter. We've seen a ton of people sign up lately, which has been awesome. Beaverton.com/newsletter. Get the best of our website and podcast delivered to your inbox every Sunday. Feel free to sign up for that. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.